Vigilance Committee is coming by. The sheriff's badge ain't worth a thing when the justice ain't got wings. So we take it into our hands and we make them understand. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The town's been burning with fear and hate, but we're coming for the ones who sealed our fate. With a rope and a fire in the night, we're gonna make sure they see the light. The law may say it's black and white, but we know it's red and it ain't right. We'll do what the law won't do to see the guilty through. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. The wind it howls like a banshee's cry. Outlaws tremble when we pass by. Ain't no mercy, ain't no grace, just the justice of a hard-pressed place. Vigilantes in the shadows, that's where we ride. When the law can't see, we walk the other side. With a vengeance in our hearts and a fire in our eyes. Vigilantes in the shadows till the day they die. So when the town sleeps and the moon's running high, you'll hear the gallop of the horses stride. And if you're guilty, best be prepared, 'cause the Vigilance Committee will be there.
Hi, this is Utah Defender. I'm in the room with my friend Cliff, and I'm taking this because he is in very ill health. And so I'm kind of afraid that he might pass away with this illness that he has right now. You people know him as the Vigilance Committee, and he went with me to my attorney's office, and I'm going to let him tell you what I instructed my attorney to do. And then he went into a secret meeting, and I'm going to have him talk about when we were sitting there, and he called us into a conference room after talking to the judge and after talking to the prosecution to screw my civil rights. So here he is. I'm going to let him, it's just going to be a free thing, whatever he wants to say. Here we go.
All right, so Walt was doing pro se in the beginning, and he filed these motions, and him and I decided that, you need to make sure that you put in all the constitutional rights violations in your motion, so that way you have something to appeal or something that you can use in a civil rights lawsuit. But if you don't put them in on the record, in this lower court, then you won't have any way to do it later. So then we found this attorney, and we told him we didn't want any secret meetings with the prosecutor or the judge, and that there would be that we would demand that we would have a say-so in what types of motions were filed and how they were filed. And then on the day of his next court date, all of a sudden our attorney disappears with the prosecutor and the judge. They were like an hour and a half late. And we were like, what the heck is going on? So they were in a secret meeting. And then we ended up in a conference room with our attorney, his attorney. And that attorney said, well, the motions are fine. We just have to clean it up a bit. And we just have to, take out all that constitutional rights stuff. He said, because the Constitution doesn't really work in these lower courts anyway. We both looked at each other and started laughing. We're like, yeah, that's not happening. And all of a sudden, this attorney just stands up and says, okay, well, I can't represent you then. I'm like, what? It was crazy and inappropriate. And I think that attorney is, a polite way to say it, is a piece of shit. And so is the judge, and so is the prosecutor. It's just ridiculous what they're doing to Walt. So that's all I got to say about that.
Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
So, do you agree with me that that's what's called an illegal ex parte secretive meeting that they conducted, and that it fits the criteria for a Title 18, Section 241, which is conspiracy, where two or more actors get together to violate your constitutional rights? Do you agree with that?
Well, I think you might have that flipped around. I thought that Title 18, Section 241 is just deprivation of rights under color of law.
That's the second part. That's Section 242.
Are you sure?
Yep, absolutely.
You re-looked it up?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that that was conspiratorial for them to have a secret meeting, especially in the judge's chambers for, it seemed like well over an hour.
Do you feel that the judge is biased?
Of course.
And what about the prosecution? Do you think I'll get a fair trial in the city of Ogden? Or do you feel that the prosecution have taken their knives out to, again, trample on my civil rights?
Oh, I think they're going to trample. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. And I don't understand why.
Yeah. Under the deprivation of rights, 242, Title 18, and that is not civil. That's criminal.
It's criminal.
Yeah. Right. And because they were aware of these things, then do you agree with me that they're going to lose their qualified immunity in court?
They should.
Yeah, but we know that
if the
they're
courts,
crooked here in Utah.
Well, they're crooked everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all across the country, but I'm just dealing with the nuts here,
Yeah.
So
if the world was in this right access and our court system was working effectively and efficiently like it's supposed to do, then yes. But we all know that our court system is broken for us, but it's working just perfectly for them.
Yeah. So I guess you would say that they have judicial and prosecutorial misconduct, correct?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Jose.
And additionally, see, I forget every time I get interrupted. I can't remember anymore. It's a thing that happened. In regards to the meeting when he came out, he did say, I'm just going to summarize it, that the judge and the prosecution and he went down to a meeting, and the purpose of the meeting was to really trample on my civil rights.
Yeah, they wanted you to clean up your motion and get all that civil rights stuff out of it.
And am I wrong in saying that in Utah, when you go to a municipal court, probably throughout the United States, but in Utah, I want to stay there, that they don't look at your constitutional rights. All they care about is what the police charge you with, and they're going to fuck you in the ass to make sure that those police charges stick, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all work together.
And when I confronted, there's a part that you left out that I said to him, I said, so you went down to the judge's chambers with the prosecution and you guys worked against me to take out my civil rights out of the motion? Is that what you did? And what did he say?
He said, well, I wouldn't put it that way. But
I love the way you said that. Yeah. I would have liked a roll affirmative yes, but yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
So for everybody looking at Cliff, I know he's not in the best appearance and the condition, and I can't show you his wound. It's really nasty. Boy, I wanted to project out when I saw it when your foot was laying there. But he's really sick. He needs prayers. So let's have some prayers for Cliff because he needs them. He's very, very ill, and I really appreciate the fact that he's allowed me to do this, because I'm going to use this if he passes away. This is his testimony. He was on a deathbed last night. I'll just let you know that. And so I don't know if he's going to pass away, so I have to do this to cover my rear end. Because they go, oh, well, you didn't have it, so it didn't happen. Famous thing that this guy right here says all the time to me if you don't record it.
It didn't happen.
So I want to end this by just saying that Judge Clay W. Stuckey, however the hell you say your name, Pat Garrett, and Ryan J. Bushell should not have qualified immunity, because they knew what they were doing. And it's a two-pronged thing, from what I understand, that you have to have in a criminal case, that they knew it and they went ahead and did it, and they did do it. And he's witnessed the fact that our attorney came down and what he said. They colluded together. They executed prosecutorial and judicial misconduct. And I just needed to get this on tape. I'm going to post this on my website. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to post it on my website. And I thank you very much. My prayers go out to you and your family, Cliff. He is really sick. I mean, he's got a smile on his face, but he's a tough old son of a bitch. Let me tell you, I know he's an old son of a bitch. And we go round and round. If you know him, you've had arguments with him, because that's just the way he is. But he's a good guy, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for doing this.
You're welcome, Walt.
Thank you. Did you have anything to say, Jose?
Just my prayers for Cliff, and hopefully he gets better. And please send a lot of prayers to his way.
Thank you
guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there we have it. We're in the beautiful downtown Ogden, one of the shitholes of America. Thank you so much.
Can anybody hear me? I'm trying to add myself to the stage here. So yeah, do this. And see. Review. Go on stage. Yeah. Leave studio. Hey. Hello, can anybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Sorry, I've been having some technical difficulties back here. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I think you can now. There we go. Thanks, Let's. I appreciate that. All right, so rumors of my imminent demise was greatly exaggerated. That was 3 weeks ago when I was in the hospital. It was serious. They thought that this infection was in my blood, which is sepsis, or that it might be in my bone, but they only did a debridement in the emergency room. And the emergency room doctor said, hey, you need to sign a DNR because you don't have much of a life anyway. You don't get out much. So you might as well sign it, you know. And I told him, I said, you get out of my room right now. I do have a life. I might not get out much, but I do have something to live for. So that was that conversation, and I never saw that doctor again. In fact, the nurse that was in the room flipped her head around, her eyes were bulging out, and was like, oh my God, did you just say what you just said? Um, anyway, he was also in charge of my pain medication for the rest of the night, of which I did not get any after they, dug around at the bottom of my foot. So that was my first night in there. I was in there about a week, and they actually did 2 surgeries. One, they opened up the bottom of my foot and did not sew me back up. They dug around in there pretty close to the bone, realized that there was no infection in the bone, so they weren't going to amputate. Now, if there would have been an infection in the bone and they wanted to amputate, no body parts leave my body, period. So it would have been a death sentence because I would have refused the surgery to remove my foot. And that's just the way it is. So it's a long recovery. I'm still not, my foot is still badly infected. Lots and like 3 different types of antibiotics, lots of painkillers. They were only changing the dressings, the bandages twice a week, and they realized, oh, that's not working because it's still oozing and really wet because they left it open. They haven't sewn my foot, the bottom of my foot back up. So that's, now they're going to be doing it 3 times a week. So I'm hoping that my diabetes is way out of control because I had to stop taking my diabetes medication because my kidneys are hurting real bad, and they also took me off of certain antibiotics and gave me ones that aren't going to hurt the kidneys any further. But that's where I'm at with that. So I am not dead yet, and don't plan on being. Very excited about something, a trip that I want to take. very, very excited about it. I can't tell you guys anything about it. It's only for a few days, but I'm pretty excited about it. Another thing I wanted to talk about, though, and it's in the title of this video. Directee Christopher Ruff is right about certain auditors turning the community, making enemies within the 1A community. And at Audipalooza, they're actually giving them awards for it. And these are people that are, we discussed the 10 commandments of frauditing, right? Well, commandment number 4 is leave real men alone. But we have a certain auditor out there that is auditing cannabis medical facilities in states where they have medical cannabis. It's not recreational, right? And so whenever you go there, you are filming people that they have medical marijuana cards and they're getting their cannabis, but you're filming them. They don't have to report to an employer that they are using cannabis, but if they see you on the screen, you could end up fired. And then you're using your 1A moniker to do these things, to film, private businesses selling medical marijuana, and you're pissing off the people, right? And that's something that we don't want to be doing. We don't want to piss off the people and make them enemies of the 1A community. So when Christopher Ruff talks about this certain guy, and I think you guys might know who I'm talking about, Fafo. He showed a video of him filming a cannabis place up there. I believe it was Pennsylvania, and I was going to actually show his video, but I don't think I want to. I don't really like Christopher Ruff, but I do believe he's right when it comes to certain auditors out there violating commandment number 4. Leave real men alone. You won't find any in the government. But when you start filming people, just regular citizens and private businesses, that's not what we're about, right? That's not what we're about. So I don't know if this guy just needs some training, but when you make $12,000 off a video filming a private industry, chances are you're going to be addicted to it, and you're going to continue, and you're going to continue to create hatred towards the real 1A community that's trying to make sure that our government is transparent and accountable. And if you're making enemies like that, let's not do that. Okay, so that's kind of really what I wanted to talk about. There is a video here that talks about the 10 commandments, and that's on my channel too, so you guys can go look at that. It's called User and Loser and Old Poopy Bag Come at People Sideways and Get Taken to People's School. And that's when People with Press Harder was in New York City, and he actually did an interview with People's Podcast, right? And then him and I went over it on my live stream over the 10 commandments of frauditing. And that commandment number 4 is very, very important, folks. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here, but let's leave citizens and just regular people alone. Now, if you're on a cop watch or you're in a building and you're auditing the government, or frauditing the government, trying to do a public records request, and some civilian tries to interject themselves and start attacking you, then of course, defend yourself and try to get the hell away from them, or tell them to get the hell away from you, that it's none of their business what you're doing. But to follow them or chase them around or go to their place of business and film their customers, that's out of line. we're supposed to be doing this to make sure that our government is accountable and transparent. Any government officials, the police, um, all of those folks, right? Let's film them. Let's stay focused on the cause of what we're really trying to achieve, which is to affect change within our government and make sure that they're transparent and accountable. Okay. I do want to recognize everybody in the chat, so I'm going to just scroll up all the way to the top. I want to shout everybody out that came in today. Let's go here, and then I'm going to play a video that you can find on People Press Now. I think it's pretty important that we understand the philosophy of a certain individual that I have the utmost respect for. So Jethro Miller, I appreciate you being here. I'll be Frank Pants. Great to see you, brother. Stephanie Jenks, one of my mods. She's awesome. Let's OTVO. We've had our issues, but wow. We figured each other out, and I think we're becoming fast friends. Howard Clegg, good to see you. Jugglassus, one of my mods, good to see you, brother. Let's see, South Carolina Phoenix Volunteer ADA, Title II Auditors. Great to see you. You are the reason for me getting out there and doing audits myself in public buildings to make sure that people with disabilities are not forgotten. And that's pretty close to me because I have that disability. I have one. So I like to do ADA audits. And I think I'm one of the few that's actually doing them consistently when I go out to public buildings and government buildings. See who else we got here. We got a call. Good to see you. Dubs. Awesome to see you, brother. All right. Let's see who else we got in here. Or even had in here. Johnny Bravo. Wow, good to see you. The Baron of Bravado. Good to see you, brother. Brandon Mitchell, Road Commander. Love ya. I wish we could talk on the phone. You're always busy. Last time I actually had a conversation with you, man to man, we were still out on the road. And so I wanted to again thank you for all you did for me out there on the road. He treated me like his grandpa. He took care of his grandpa up until his death, and he took care of me out there on the road. Gregory, the cameraman, good to see you. Buzz, good to see you. Bill, good to see you as well. Utah Defender came in. Yeah, he said hello. Good to see you, Spec 4. And I mean that with love. Oklahoma Outlaw, right on. Let's see who else. A lot of people came in here. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and play this video here. And if anybody has any questions about what he might be saying, feel free to, just say something in the chat, and then I'll stop the video and answer any questions you guys might have if you're not figuring out what he's really saying, because he does speak in parables sometimes. And so it's kind of hard for certain people to figure things out. Army with Harmony. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. All right. South Bama Gump, good to see you. I'm just continuing to scroll down here to get, once I get caught up, we'll play this video that I want to play. There we go. Wingspan Angel, good to see you. All right, so let's go over here. Share screen. Let's go there. Now, this video, we were actually in Piqua, Ohio at the time. And while we were all live streaming and doing our business, people was just having a conversation with a couple of HVAC guys, kind of explaining his philosophy and his beliefs and what he does. Patricia Amelia Audits, good to see you. And so I just kind of wanted to play this. I hope he doesn't mind. If he does, well. It wouldn't be the first time I pissed him off. So, or probably the last. But here we go.
Come all ye people. You've seen videos like this before?
Yeah, I've seen them on Facebook
All right.
and stuff.
So you know this is a fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah.
Like a freedom of speech audit, right?
It's a fraud. We don't audit. We fraud it.
Audit. Is that
Yeah.
the term they use? Yeah.
Well, the trolls used it at first. They called us frauditors, but then I turned it on its head, right? Because it turned out they were right about everything they said, right? But they said it in a negative way, right? Like, for instance, they say that we have nothing better to do, right? Which is a fact. And if you don't believe that filming the government is the very best use of your time, then you're not on your high ground. You shouldn't be doing it. You have better things to do, right? So number one rule of frauditing is to have nothing better to do, right? The number two rule is to know it all, right? And the trolls always say that we're know-it-alls, and they're right, because unfortunately, in this day and age, if you don't know it all, the police will lie to you, they will bully you, intimidate you, and push you off of, your rights every time, right? So you have to know where you can be, when you can be there, and what you can do.
I think like if you guys didn't do what you did, like we'd lose the freedom of speech probably.
So come as we press on. Oh, come as we press hard. Oh, come as we press now. Yay! Press on, press harder, press now. We're in Piqua, Ohio, at the police station, possibly City Hall as well, with Brandon Mitchell, the Vigilance Committee, and Broken System, Broken Trust.
And just so you know, guys, we had to park way back where they had employee parking way up at the front. And you'll hear people talk about this here in a few minutes as well. So it's very interesting how private businesses, all the customers can park right up front, and all the employees park, further back. But not with the government. All the government employees park up front, and us that pay for all of our government officials' jobs, and they're our servants, we have to park further away from the building. Does that make sense? Square that circle. Here we go.
This guy's looking back. We need to get in there and catch him. That guy was looking hard. Did you see that? That guy was looking hard at us.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Try the button.
You have a cancel?
Try the button. How are you doing?
Coming up?
You are right. Absolutely. Commandment number 2, know it all. We all need to improve on knowing everything we need to know when we are out there. Because, like he said, they'll throw you off your rights if you don't know it all. So we better know it all. We better know as much as we can while we're out there filming. So good catch there.
Yeah, I am. Go ahead.
Are they coming?
No, they're not coming. How are you doing?
Good, you?
Good. You work for Piqua?
Pickle City Schools, yeah.
Oh, the schools. Okay. School district good here?
I'm sorry?
School district's good here?
Oh, yeah. Are you moving into town?
I'll ask the questions.
I'm sorry?
I'll ask the questions.
Oh, okay. Good.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
BC Scanner, good to see you.
So he went in here in development. Okay.
Mile High Community Channel. Good to see you too, brother. Howie. Hungry Howie. Love you. Patricia Amelia Audits, the Wanderer and Ponderer. Love you, sweetie.
Good. How about you? Not too bad. Yeah.
You guys one of those freedom of speech people?
Freedom. People.
Dude, I support it. Like,
You support it? Yeah, bro. Rock on. I love it. You've seen videos like this before?
yeah, I see them on Facebook
All right.
and stuff.
So you know this is a fraud?
Fraud.
Yeah.
Like a freedom of speech audit, right?
It's a fraud. We don't audit. We fraud it.
Audit. Is that
Yeah.
the term they use?
Well, the trolls used it at first. They called us Frauditors, but then I turned it on its head, right? Because it turned out they were right about everything they said, right? But they said it in a negative way, right? Like, for instance, they say that we have nothing better to do, right? Which is a fact. And if you don't believe that filming the government is the very best use of your time, then you're not on your high ground. You shouldn't be doing it. You have better things to do, right? So number one rule of frauditing is to have nothing better to do, right? The number two rule is to know it all, right? And the trolls always say that we're know-it-alls, and they're right, because unfortunately, in this day and age, if you don't know it all, the police will lie to you, they will bully you, intimidate you, and push you off of, your rights every time, right? So you have to know where you can be, when you can be there, and what you can do.
I think like if you guys didn't do what you did, like we'd lose the freedom of speech probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've paid much attention lately, but in every town in this country, folks are getting arrested every day for cursey words. Cursey words, Yeah, there's, last time I checked, there's no words that you can't use, right? They're all covered under freedom of speech, right? But if you hurt a cop's feelings, oh, it's over,
You guys get messed with a lot.
Well, the last time I was kidnapped for literally saying, I will say whatever I want. Do I make myself clear? I will say any fucking thing I want. And he said, you're under arrest.
Jeez. Did he actually take you in?
He had to carry me. They had to carry me in and carry me out. I didn't eat for 9 days. I didn't drink water for 8 days. They had me handcuffed to a booking chair for 2 days, 48 hours straight. They gave up, They gave up.
Didn't crack, man.
Huh?
That's a didn't crack.
No, that's what they want to do. They want to break your spirit, But the people, they never die, right? They don't give in.
It's like a beneficial situation no matter what you look at it. If you get kidnapped, great. If you don't get kidnapped,
Well, see, I'm not supposed to be able to go into a jail, right, without committing a crime. But getting that access without committing a crime is very hard. I've done it 7 times. Yeah, but they,
Just so everyone knows, after he did this video and put it out, his last arrest was in Farmington, New Mexico. But since then, he got arrested in Hagerstown, Maryland. And then his latest one, as we all know, was in Toledo, Ohio, where he spent a week in the jail without eating or drinking, I might add. And typically what they do is they drop him off at a hospital and just leave him there. Because he doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, he doesn't walk, he doesn't talk, and he's going to share with you guys, if you don't already know, the reasons why he doesn't eat or drink while he's incarcerated, or how he says it, kidnapped.
ideally, they don't want me to see what's in there, right? You're supposed to be able to have to commit a crime to get in there. If you can trick them into bringing you in there without committing a crime, then they're in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, guys. I'm glad.
Oh, I do see Hawk Fan for Life has a question here. I got a question about Pot Shop Superstar. Are you going to cover that topic anymore, Cliff? No biggie if you're done with it. Yeah, see, I don't want to chastise. He's relatively new. I don't think he really understands what he's doing. I just think maybe he's in it for the clicks and views because he did make 12 grand off of just filming a cannabis place. That was a video that kind of went viral. And I don't think it's cool. I just don't. It's a private business. It's not the government. But he's using 1A to justify what he's doing. And that's creating enemies against the 1A movement. So either he needs to be, set straight, trained, straighten up and fly right. Or yeah, he needs to be chastised for violating commandment number 4. Leave real men alone. We're doing this because we want to make sure our government is accountable and transparent. But leave personal businesses alone. Leave the people alone. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I answered that question. But yeah, no, I'm probably not going to show any video of him doing what he did. I mean, you can always go find him. I don't want to promote him because I don't agree with what he's doing. So that's it on that.
For your support, man. Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting stuff. So.
Yeah. You guys work here, or you're just doing some construction?
Training for the HVAC.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, BC Scanner, no. If you're trying to record cops and people get in the way, because you got a lot of those bootlickers out there, sure, just say, hey, don't get in between me and my government. Leave me alone. I'm focused on them, not you. Okay, try to keep them out of it. Try to say, hey, look, I'm not trying to film you. I'm filming them for your protection. If you don't like that, just shut up and leave me alone about it. I mean, that's basically all you can do. But you don't want to follow them around and harass them, for getting in the way. You just kind of want to avoid them if you can. Okay. That's where we're at on that. That's our opinion. It's mainly my opinion. I don't want to speak for anybody else. It's just my opinion, but I think I'm right.
No. Right. It's all perceived authority anyway. We have the authority. Can you tell? Yeah. Yeah. They've acted good in here so far. Oh, yeah. Well, servants of the people are not people. Right? People have the rights. The servants of the people have privileges and immunities. They're not the same, right? People are above the government. Government's bottoms. People are tops, right? It doesn't mean better or worse, but they're in different positions. So the people are on the high ground. The government's on the low ground. And the citizens are even below that, right?
Does anybody agree, disagree? I'd like people's opinions on this. Do you agree with what he just said? People are on the high ground. Persons or government is on the low ground. And then citizens are even below that. These are just positions that we're in, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with everything he just said. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Okay, so I got a 75% from Dubs, 100% from LB. Gloria Ad, good to see you, sister. Safe Pickwick, good to see you as well. Albie said 1. Dubs is about 75%. What's the other 25%, Dubs? What are you missing? You probably don't think that citizens are below government, is my guess. Shouting out 75%, Cliff. Yeah, I know. I'm asking about the other 25%, but that's okay. I think a lot of people can agree that they don't get to be people when they're servants of the people. You can't be both at the same time. You're either a servant of the people or you're part of the people. Now, when you're off duty, maybe you can, be part of the people. I mean, I don't think so. I think you can still be a person with all the privileges, but I don't think you have the rights that people have. And people gets more into this as he continues to explain the Constitution to people, to these folks. But I think you guys will kind of get a good understanding of where he's coming from once you hear everything here. Here we go.
Because citizens have privileges, right? Anything money can buy is a privilege, but money doesn't buy rights, right? Rights are intangibles, like speech, religion, you can't touch them, right? But privileges you can touch. And so anything you can touch is a bodily function, right? Anything that's, spiritual is a spiritual matter, right? So like religion is a spiritual matter. And, the Fourth Amendment says the right of the people to be secure in their person, right? So if somebody says like you have a gun on your person, then person means body, right? So if the people are in their person, and person means bodies, and people are in their body, and that must mean spirit, conscience, soul, right? So the people are the spirit, the conscience, or the soul, and they have spiritual matters like speech, religion, assembly, press, petition. You can't touch those, right? And they're secure, the right of the people to be secure. They're secure like Jesus was secure when he was getting led to a cross, right? The body was not secure, but the spirit inside was secure. So from the citizen's perspective, watching Jesus get crucified, according to the story, I'm not preaching it, but according to the story, right? They're watching him get crucified and they think he's dying, but the spirit lives on, right? And so he was secure in that sense, right? So like they would call this.
Frank Pence, that's well said right there. It's not a right if it can be taken away. So it's a privilege. And that's a quote from George Carlin. Yes, he was a very wise man. His comedy was based on true facts about life, and about our government. So, yeah, well said.
It's a secure building, but they're really insecure.
It's interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Juvenile courts as well.
We'll do anything that's government.
I need you on my side.
We do anything that's government because rule number 4 is thou shalt leave real men alone, right? So if you point your camera at the government, you won't find any real men.
Are you
Okay.
live streaming right now?
No, they are. Yeah, but no, I don't do YouTubes. Yeah, the Ethernets.
Ethernet.
Yeah, the World Wide Web.
Without getting too personal, are you guys like from around here?
I'm from my mom. It was a real hairy place. Yeah, it was rough from the get-go, bro. Sarcasm is just one more service I offer, but
Stay in the area.
Funny personal story. My wife, when people was visiting here at the house, asked people, "Where are you from?" And he said, "I'm from my mom. It was a real hairy place." And the conversation ended right there because my wife just looked down and didn't speak anymore. She was highly offended. She just didn't understand. I said, "Honey, it's philosophy." But anyway, we went out on the back porch and talked. She eventually came around and then she had kind of understood what he was talking about. And this is what he's talking about here. Here we go.
I stay in my body. I'm being genuine and sincere, right? Because I'm one of the people. Right?
I'm trying to think of like, how do I ask it?
Well, it's different because I'm one of the people. And remember I was saying the people are the spirit, right? I'm not the body, I'm the people, and the people have the rights, right? But I sleep in my subconscious. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I've thought these things out, right? These are the right answers. You know what I mean? But society, they're persons, right? Bodies, and they think about things in a different way. But people, it's a little different, right? Yeah. So like me, I don't believe I came from a place, right? Like, a place wasn't in the bedroom. It didn't make me. But we oftentimes give credit to a place for good things that happen or bad things that happen, right? So, or like what we learned. Like somebody might say, "Where'd you learn that?" Well, I don't know, but if you go there, you're probably not going to just absorb it, So the place doesn't really matter, right? It's the people and the experiences that you have in a place, So where am I from? I mean, yeah, I'm from my mom. Facts, right? Right, you can't dispute it, Yeah. You should subscribe. My channel's Press Harder.
Press harder?
Uh-huh.
We'll definitely look into. He's a YouTube guru, so.
A YouTube guru.
We love YouTube.
Well, this video will never make it onto Press Harder because that's for protests, when things go all bad. I have another channel called Press Now, And that's for conversations. This might make it onto that.
And it did. This is Press Now, where I got this video. That's where he has just regular conversations with people about his philosophy. Press Harder, that's when he's protesting. That's when he's reading Cops the Riot Act because they did something stupid. And then Press On was another channel that he had that, well, he doesn't own any of his channels. I'm not going to tell you who owned them. That's for him to say. So he, like he says, he's one of the people. He's not a person. So therefore, he doesn't have a name. He doesn't have a driver's license. He doesn't have an ID. He doesn't have anything. And he'll kind of explain this in this video as well, if you don't already know, if you've never seen this video. But he'll explain it here for us. Here we go.
You have a lot of subscribers.
I have 16,000 subscribers on Press Harder.
You
Yeah.
do TikTok and stuff too? Or?
I don't know. I'm
Toby Stewart, good to see you.
technology deprived. YouTube was hard for me. It took a long time, but yeah.
Been doing it a while, I think.
I've been filming for 8 years, filming the government. That's kind of a long time in this movement, because I would say it's about 8 to 10 years old. Like when we got fired, you know, there were sparks, peeps filming before that, but not really ignition, you know. Yeah. But about 8 to 10 years ago, it kind of took off, and then there was a big push to get more channels, right? And now we're kind of like at the phase where, okay, some of those channels are good and some of them aren't, right? And we need to go find out. And that's what I'm doing, is I've been going around all around the country and meeting everybody and like finding out who, you know, can work with us and who is just a grifter, right? Because there's not.
There we go. Who we can work with and who might be just a grifter. Sometimes grifters are hard to distinguish because they work under the guise of wanting to affect change, and they use the First Amendment to do their grift. They create enemies, and so we have to figure out, you know, are they willing to change before we're too hard on them? And so this particular auditor that we've been talking about that is filming cannabis, medical marijuana places, we need to know what his intentions are. Is he just out to make money and get clicks and views, or does he really want to affect change? And if so, let's leave real men alone. Let's leave private businesses alone. I don't want to say target. Our whole existence is to make sure that our government is doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're transparent about it. And if they're not doing the right things, we need to expose that, so that they become transparent and do the bidding of the people. That's what it's all about. They're supposed to be doing what we want them to do, not what they want to do, like hoard all money and stuff. You know, be corrupt, do things for their own personal gain instead of for the good of the people that they're supposedly working for. That's what we want. We want transparency and accountability from our government, not from private businesses, not from just regular folks. That's not our purview. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We leave real men alone. Let's make sure that our government is doing what it's supposed to do. Simple as that. Here we go.
Not everybody that picks up the camera has the same motivation, right?
All over the place. So.
Yeah, I go all over the
How many
country.
states have you been to so far?
I've been to 47.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I've never been to Arkansas,
favorite?
Alaska. You know, I don't really have a favorite place, but I do have a thing for West Virginia.
Yeah, oh, me too.
Wild and wonderful state.
It's like
All
something in
right.
the water, you know?
Something in the water. Yeah, a lot of things like coal dust. From the tanneries. I mean, it is kind of getting really polluted in West Virginia.
It's flooding right now down there.
Is it?
People I know that live down there, yeah.
Watching the-
Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
The forever chemicals or whatever, the PTFE, whatever, I don't know what they are
Uh-huh.
exactly, but yeah, they were talking about all those, and they were just dumped out in farm fields and everything.
Yeah.
Getting into the groundwater and people turn up with kidney issues.
Yeah. There's a lot of health issues. I mean, if you're in West Virginia, you can see the level of autism is like on another level. You know, like just walking around seeing autistic folks, you know, there's a lot of them.
Is it all
Right.
from the coal mining, a lot of it?
I think in the tanning, you know.
The tanning?
Yeah, the tanning, but coal mining mostly, I think.
The
I mean,
tanning.
yeah, the tanning, right? The chemicals for
Oh, I thought you were
tanning.
talking about,
No, for tanning hides.
really?
Yeah, like, so, you know, historically speaking, yeah, there's a lot of tanning industry there. In Ohio too, tanning, like the beavers, like back, you know, in the day. I had to bring up the beaver, okay? I had to.
He likes to bring up the beavers and all that too.
Yeah. I think back in the day they called it a plew, and that was 7 prime beaver pelts, and that was called 1 plew. It was like a unit of measurement to trade. You know, so like if you wanted to buy a blanket or something, it would cost like 4 plew or 5 plew or something like that. 7 prime beaver pelts.
Figures and stuff, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably go to YouTube to check you guys out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said,
Press harder.
press harder. I've probably seen your videos before.
Probably.
Press on.
'Cause I've always
Press on. Yeah, that's my other channel. I have 3 channels: Press On, Press Harder, and Press Now. But if you search Press On Now, it'll come up with my very first channel, which is now called Press On Unleashed. I don't post on that anymore, but it's like a library of my older videos. But in order to find Press On Now, you have to do @people press on in the search. If you do the at people press on, and if you do the @people press now, then you'll find that. But it's really easy to remember: press on, press harder, press now.
Simple.
I
Right.
never scroll by the videos. Every time I see them, like I always want to see the
Oh, I know.
outcome.
It is, it's
What
interesting.
happens.
Oh, I show you the money
Learn
shot right
so
away.
much from it, you know, like stuff that nobody would ever know.
Right.
You know what I
Like
mean?
freedom. Yeah. Freedom is scary.
Unfortunately, yeah, you guys are brave. Honestly, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's much more dangerous than being a cop. Going up and filming cops, they get cray cray. Yeah. I mean, you just never know. You just never know what it's going to be like. Like coming in here. I mean, I've seen it. You instantly just are thrown against the wall. You know.
Use their power, not that they don't, but perfect, yeah, but you take them too far, I'm sure.
You just
Right.
Keep people that shouldn't be in leadership positions, right? That have no business being there.
No business. Yeah. Yeah, they're the bottom of the barrel. The ones that can't get a job in the private sector, working for government, leeching. You know. Yeah, they're frauditors too. They have nothing better to do.
So they try to create it.
Yeah, they're know-it-alls.
Yeah. I see it a lot.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are gonna fix this up here, Stephen? The HVAC?
Particularly, we're doing the whole building.
Redoing the HVAC? Oh wow. This seems like a new building. They should have good HVAC.
I don't know what age this building is, but yeah, it's
It's an upgrade.
It's way too nice. I think they should be in like a shack.
It is a clean building as opposed to some that I've worked in the past. So.
Yeah, the government's just flaunting it. You know, like a private business, when you go there, you notice that the employees park as far away from the business as possible. But here, the employee parking is the closest parking. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But no private business would do that, right? Their customers would park it closest, right? No, not in government. Only the government matters.
I've seen it.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's no metal detector here. I'm sure that's coming soon.
Maybe, perhaps.
Just a matter
Yeah,
of
just a Fourth Amendment violation, you know? Yeah, just to get into your public building, you know?
That search is
And guys, just so you know, too, when we were in this building, it didn't seem like they were having HVAC issues at all. It was nice and cool in there. We were there in June. So I don't know. Maybe they were just maybe it was a contractor buddy from somebody within the city that they, wanted to give a contract to. You know how maybe it was a brother of a city council member or somebody like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it just didn't seem like they had air conditioning issues at all. So, where is our money really going when it goes to the government? And what are they actually doing with it? And are they doing shady shit with it? That's what we need to know. These are things, and this is why we need to film government. We need to do public records requests. We need to get answers as to where our taxpayer dollars are going. Um, it's our money, and it just seems like they squander it at every turn. And so that's what we mean about leave real men alone, because you don't find any in the government. And I know that sounds cliche. There might be some good people working within our government, but we need to be skeptical. We need to be rule number 3: be suspicious. We need to be suspicious of what our government's doing, because there's so many cases that they're not doing the right things. So here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of them are trying to require an ID to get into buildings and stuff, like federal courthouses. You have to have a real ID to get into one of those. Yeah.
Did that just start with all the flight stuff too that they were doing?
It started like within the last year or two or something like that, I think. But yeah, it's just another encroachment. And now we got the border patrol out here, that are everywhere. They seem to be. I mean, they're doing things all over the country, but they're sweeping up some citizens too, right? Not just immigrants.
For everybody in the chat, if you would do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you like ICE. Put a 2 in the chat if you think they are shady. If you think they're shady, put a 2 in the chat. I'd just like to get people's opinions on ICE, immigration, and what they're doing. Do you think they're above board? Patricia says 2. Is it because of the masks that they're wearing that make you suspect of them? They don't want to show their faces when they're doing shady shit, right? That's my attitude about it. Gayo2 says 2 times a week. I like that answer. Stephanie Jenks said 2. So does anybody trust ICE at all? That's in the chat. Sometimes I get a feeling that I am in an echo chamber, because that's why you watch my channel, is because we all have the same pretty much opinions on things. Everyone should wear masks if they want privacy. Well, yeah, Bill, I get that, and private citizens should be able to wear masks if they want, but public officials should not. They're not the people. They're servants of the people, and they need to be above board and do things out in the light, not in the dark. That's just my opinion, but I'm right. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, wow. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, Bill, you do have a point. If you want to create privacy, put on a mask. But I think only private citizens should be doing that if they want. I don't think our public officials should be. It's just my opinion. Oh, good. I'm glad you agree. They should not wear masks. I like that. All right, here we go. And does anybody believe that American citizens have been thrown out of our country without due process? I wouldn't say it's a lot, but does anybody think that even one citizen has been deported? If you think so, put a 1 in the chat. Because if even one citizen gets deported, that's huge. That's not something that should ever happen. Stephanie says yes, they have. Albi says probably. Patricia Amelia Audit says 1, so I believe she's saying yeah. Yes, Albi said yeah. Yeah, and if that's happening to just one person, then That's outrageous, and more needs to be said about it, and there needs to be much more exposure on what ICE is actually doing. Um, and I'm sure most of everyone in here will agree with me on that. And hopefully the public agrees. Hopefully the people would agree to that too.
Deporting them, right? I mean, deporting a U.S. citizen, that's treason. Okay, there's, that's serious, right? With no due process.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. So what he's doing is he's doing a public information request for the Title II ADA coordinator. That's the American Disabilities Act. And every agency, state or local, has to have an ADA coordinator, right? And they're supposed to have a particular poster in the lobby that's hanging up telling us how to get a hold of the ADA coordinator, right? Like all the buttons on the doors to open the doors are supposed to work. The water fountains are supposed to work.
Elevations of
Yeah.
light switches and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And so he has his arm like shakes like this, so he can't write, right? And so they have to make an ADA exception and take his request verbally and write it down themselves. And government hates doing it. Oh God, they fucking hate it. But they seem to be doing it down here, so that's good. But they absolutely hate work. You know what I mean? They hate it, and they don't like, because it's serious. The ADA, if they don't have the coordinator, like they can be fined.
It's not a common request, though.
No, nobody does it, but it's a club that you can beat the government over the head with.
You guys hiring? I'm just kidding.
Press is the only guaranteed job in this country, right? The people have the right to press, and nobody can take that away from you except for yourself, right? You can give it up in exchange for privileges, right? Because if you do this, it's going to cost you privileges. Your job, your relationships, car, you know what I mean? Things that, yeah, there's going to be sacrifices of privileges because you can't have both, right? Rights or privileges. You have to choose which one you want. For me, it's
So, any channel owners in here, people that actually have picked up a camera and have been out here on the streets filming the police, have you had personal sacrifices? Have you lost some certain friends? Have family members turned on you? Uh, are there any channel owners still in here? Mile High? I know that there was. Patricia, has any family members or anything personal sacrifice since you've been filming government? Has anybody turned on you in a negative way? Have you sacrificed some friends or family members to do what you're doing? East Carbon, I'd like an answer from you as well. Frank Pants, I'm sure you've got a story or two. And you don't have to elaborate. You can just say yes or no. Oklahoma Outlaw, I know that you did some auditing in the past. Anybody that's been out there or has taken a stand and done what they're doing, I can tell you that I have sacrificed certain friends and certain family members that don't agree with what I'm doing. And I just tell them to go pound sand. And that's that. So yes, quite a few sacrifices from Patricia. Yeah, and that happens. And so people is right when he said, when you do this, you're going to lose some privileges or you're going to lose some personal relationships because not everybody sees eye to eye on these things. So here we go.
rights,
Strong
but
in your beliefs is
yeah,
the way I see it.
yeah. But rights don't pay the bills.
Respect that one way, whether we agree or we don't.
Yeah, everybody has their high ground.
Yep.
And in my experience, like I used to be a person and I'd bite my tongue, trying to keep that job or keep that relationship. But eventually it piles up and you end up snapping anyway, right? At some point you're like, take this job and shove it, or,
There's a lot of those around
Huh?
right now.
Little David Allen Coe.
Yeah, David Allen Coe, right? or T.G. Shepherd or whoever said that, take this job and shove it, you know. But, you know, that it always happens. So it's just like, might as well just make it happen immediately. You know what I mean? Stand up for the right. But they don't pay the bills. They don't keep you warm at night. They don't feed you. But they make you feel good. If you bite your tongue, it feels like shit, right? You don't say what you wanted. You go along to get along, but it feels like shit, you know?
Take it for so long
Yeah,
before it just boils over.
yeah,
Sure. 100%.
exactly. And then it becomes like Hamburger Hill in Vietnam, which was this hill that the Viet Cong would go up, and then the U.S. would try and take the hill, and it was really hard to take the hill because you're fighting uphill, and then the Viet Cong would abandon the hill, you know, without losing much life, but the Americans would lose a lot. Then the Americans would have the hill, and they're like, well, but we don't want this hill. And so then they'd leave the hill because they don't want it. They just didn't want them to have it. And then so the Viet Cong would take it back with no effort because there's nobody guarding it. And then the U.S. would have to go take it again. And they did this over 100 times, Hamburger Hill.
Sounds like insanity.
Yeah, that's what it's like, jumping back and forth, trying to be people one day and a person the next, trying to be like, well, when I'm at work, I can do this, but when I'm off, I'm free, right? No. Okay, your privileges can always be attacked, right? So anytime you try and have rights, your privileges are at risk, whether you're off work or at work, or, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be free, you just got to walk away from all those.
It's a hard thing to do, for sure.
It's scary because you can't see. Everybody's scared of the unknown, right? And so, like, the shepherd is standing on the hill and the sheep are down in the low ground, right? And because of perspective, the shepherd can see the sheep and the ground that the sheep is standing on. But the sheep can see the shepherd, but they can't see the ground the shepherd's standing on. And so it seems scary, right? It seems like the hill, you'll die if you just stand on the hill. But in reality, the sheep come up and drop some wool. Just a little bit of wool, right? That's called the blessings of liberty. Like what falls off of the tomato truck. Those are the blessings of liberty. But persons have liberty. People have the blessings of liberty, right? So what falls off of the truck? What somebody throws away in the garbage can.
Really?
That's the blessings of liberty. That's the extras that come from liberty, right? Usually people have the most of something and the persons have of it, right? Because they're servants of the people. They're not people, right? But with the liberty, life, liberty, and property. That's for persons in the Fifth Amendment. But people have, in the preamble, it says they secured the blessings of liberty to themselves and their posterity. Right, so the blessings of liberty, if it's of liberty, it's smaller than, right? So there's less blessings of liberty than there is liberty.
Okay.
Right, so the persons have all the liberty, and because you're at liberty, right, you have a job, you get paid, you're at liberty, you can buy things, right? But the people, they don't trade their services for money because they're free. If you're free, you can't charge. If you charge, you're not free.
It's interesting. It
Right.
really is.
Yeah. So people don't do that, right? They just do what they want. And sometimes somebody hands me money, but I don't have to ask for it. It's not like, oh, I'm giving you this because you did that. It's somebody just offers me this and I offer things. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm offering to come in here and spend my time, holding the government. Yeah, frauditing. Yeah, this is a fraud. Absolutely.
So you say you're a frauditor?
I'm one of the people, but I fraud it because I'm not what I do, right? And the same with press on, press harder, press now. Those are actions, right? And to press, the people have the right to press, but persons want to be the press, right? And when you change your identity,
So this is pretty important too. There's a lot of persons out there that want to be the press. And so it's really interesting, people's perspective here. He's saying these are actions. Press on, press harder, and press now. These are all actions. So people can press. We have the freedom to press. Whereas, persons, that are attached to their privileges, like myself, I'm guilty of it. I like my privileges. we can't truly have all the rights because we're not the people, we're persons or citizens. We have identities. We want to keep our identities. We want to keep our privileges. Now, does that mean we can't do this? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that maybe we can't do it as effectively because we don't want to lose our privileges. So, like myself personally, I'm on Social Security disability. Am I going to go into the Social Security office and piss them off? No. So that's my limitation because I don't want to lose that privilege. I hope that makes sense to everybody. We haven't completely sacrificed all of our privileges, so we're not all in like People is. People doesn't own anything. He doesn't even own the 3 channels that he has. He doesn't get paid by anyone. He certainly didn't ask us to give him any money. He doesn't ask for money. He doesn't ask for rights. He doesn't ask for anything. When it's offered, then with genuine sincerity, then yeah, he won't turn down an offer, but it has to be offered with genuine sincerity. Otherwise, it ain't happening. So just a little more philosophy of who People is and what I'm trying to aspire to be. I don't know what I would do if I got arrested. I don't know what I would do. So we'll see. We'll go from there. Here we go. Just Mustard just came into the chat. Just got here, but sounds like soft sit. No, it's not. I know you just got here. It's not soft sit at all. Sovereign citizens are like police officers. You know, they have immunities. They're sovereign citizens. We're not talking about sovereign citizen stuff at all. So you're off base there, Muxter. But that's okay. Like you said, you just got here. Here we go.
You can't do that. That's breaking the first law of logic. But persons are allowed to believe they can, right? And so, like, I'm sure you hold hundreds of identities: father, son, brother, friend, man, all kinds of them, right? And they can be used against you. Like, I'm sure a girl's been like, if you were a real man, you'd do this, right? And that's using your identity.
Yeah, I just heard that like yesterday.
Like yesterday, right? And see, that's using an identity against you. You see? So I only hold one identity: People, right?
Rogue, good to see you. I'm glad you did come in. So you're on the road with the fam, but wanted to stop by and show some love. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Rogue. Rogue Nation. Thanks for coming in, Frank Pence. So you got to run. Okay. You have a wonderful rest of your day as well, Frank. Here we go.
And I had to get rid of all those because they lead to an identity crisis, right? That's when you have all these identities and each one allows you to do something different.
Stephanie, can you go to @PeoplePressNow and throw this, throw his link in the chat, also his Press Harder channel. And folks, if you haven't subscribed to both of these channels, press on now or press now and Press Harder. Press on has been hijacked, so we're not steering people over to that channel anymore right now. But Press Harder and Press Now, and it's @People Press Harder, @People Press Now. If you haven't already subscribed to those two channels, please do so. And I'm sure Stephanie will put those links in there for us as well. Thank you. Here we go.
Right, like a father can treat their son differently than a friend treats him. You see, and so somebody might be like, Dad, can you stop acting like my dad and act like my friend for a minute? So they're asking him to switch identities so you can act different, right? And so we have all these identities and then they conflict, right? And the older we get, the more times they've come into contact with each other, and that's uncomfortable when you have two identities that have strongly held beliefs and they conflict with each other, right? And that leads to a midlife crisis.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Basically an identity crisis, is a midlife crisis, you know, just about that time, because you can only keep piling up identities for so long, you know.
Before it all boils over and
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Well, see, that's another one, right? Human isn't mentioned in the Constitution. There's people, there's citizens, there's persons, and there's others, right? Slaves were called others. Right, all other persons shall be counted as 3/5. And in the Ninth Amendment, it seems like it's talking about rights, but it says others retained by the people. So, you know, this shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Others mean slaves. So, you know, because I could read it to you. I was a Boy Scout, so I come prepared. Yeah, I love conversations. They're the key, you know. Is she coming back? Okay. So see the Ninth Amendment? The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So you see how it might seem like they're talking about rights here when they say others? See, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Now, they knew how to use the word rights, and they used it. But by not using it here, they said others. So if we substitute that for slaves, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage slaves retained by the people. Right? And so what that means is that you can't, one, deny that slavery exists, right? The federal government wasn't allowed to do that. And they couldn't whip their slave, like disparage. So the government can't come and whip your slave. Right, you can whip your slave. They have to ask you, and you would have to do it. Right, they don't get to just punish your slave. Right, but the reason that we don't have slavery is because the southern states seceded from the Union, right? And at which time they withdrew their senators and their congressmen. So they no longer had a vote. So then when the 13th Amendment came along, it was ratified because they didn't have a vote in the South because they seceded.
yeah.
Right, otherwise that 13th Amendment never would have got passed. You see what I'm saying? And that's why there's no rights ever found in the Ninth Amendment. Like there's no extra rights.
Just that single line there that you had.
Yeah, others retained by the people. Right, and that's what they call them, like.
Okay. You're saying he's full of shit. You're out. Drop me a like. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. Maybe go back and read the Ninth Amendment again and read the words very carefully, because he's not wrong about what he's talking about with the Ninth Amendment. But I mean, you have a right to your opinion, Lester. I'm never going to deny you that. That's for sure. Nobody can. But no, I think you're saying he's full of shit just because you might not like him, might not like certain things that he said, and that's okay. So, but what he's talking about right now, the Ninth Amendment, no, he's spot on. Read it again, you'll see it.
Others, you know, what are we going to do about that? Others, right?
So the
Yeah.
tossed aside, right?
Yeah, but it's just the code word that they used back then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even still, like when you say others, it has a disparaging tone to it. You know, what about the others? Yeah.
So what do you mean? Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And they called them others in the slave clause. All other persons shall be counted as 3/5. So there's two types of persons. There's persons and there's other persons.
Wow. It gets
Right.
a little.
Yeah, they're characters, like in a story, you know, people, persons, citizens, others, servants of the people, so, you know, judges, presidents, right? They're all different characters and they all have different things, right? People have rights and everybody else has privileges. Some have immunities, like citizens have immunities, but persons don't. like an immigrant that's not a citizen yet doesn't have the immunity of like being deported. They can be deported.
Exactly.
But a citizen is immune from that, supposedly, but not
Supposedly,
now.
right?
Yeah. In this day and age, they are getting deported, right? Not, you know, hundreds of them, probably not, but even just one citizen being deported, it's craziness.
Yeah. Shouldn't be happening at all.
Right. Into these El Salvador.
Hey, Jot in the house. Everybody recognize? Good to see you, sister. Love you.
In prisons, maximum security.
They're
Yeah.
not a good place to be.
No. I think. Are you guys done? All right, guys. Nice meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah. Thank you. It's not nice to call people names, but you can call me people, right?
Sir.
People.
Sir.
No, just people. See, sir is a title. People don't have titles either, right? People are just people. It's just, you know, you can't. Yeah. Or one of the people or a people,
Some
but
people take offense when you're like, you people.
you
What do you
people,
mean you
right?
are
Because
people?
sometimes somebody will use that in a negative way. You can tell a lot about somebody by how they talk about people. Do they like people, or do they try and blame people for everything? Right? People are righteous for one thing, so it's not the people doing these bad things. It's the citizens, and they're doing them for bodily pleasure. Right? Spirits don't go burn down cities. Bodies do, right? But the spirit is responsible for, like, you know, preaching the good word. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, whether it's the Bible or not, but being peaceable, right? The right of the people to peaceably assemble. That's the only requirement on the people, is to be peaceable. But persons only have to be reasonable, right? And if you have justifiable reasons for breaching the peace, such as defending your life or somebody else's life, then that's not murder, right? You see, but to me, all the reasons in the world wouldn't justify me breaching the peace. Like Martin Luther King, he would never breach the peace, no matter what the reasons are. But Malcolm X would. He was reasonable. So reasonable and peaceable aren't the same. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so persons just have to be reasonable, but reasonable changes depending on who's determining reasonable. Reasonable is like what a jury of your peers thinks is reasonable at the time. So
Viral opinion. Thank you for coming in, brother. I appreciate you. Even if you are late. At least you showed up. I appreciate it.
jury in Texas might think differently than a jury in California, right, of what's reasonable. But peaceable is the same no matter where you are. It never changes, right? That's why, people is really where, we get to the right answers, right? Like, it's not nice to call people names. People aren't from places.
Never heard that one.
Yeah.
So that's
You've never heard it's not nice to call people names?
not that one, no.
I thought all of our mamas taught us that when we were kids.
You learn like what?
Your mom taught you that?
It's not nice to call people names? Yeah.
Okay, how many people in the chat did your mother ever tell you it's not nice to call people names? Put a one in the chat if you were taught that lesson when you were a kid. Don't call people names. It's not nice. I guess maybe I'm of a generation where our parents did teach us not to call people names. Okay, no, Patricia, but I want to see if any younger, real younger. I mean, you're young, Patricia, but I mean, a lot of younger people. Did your parents ever teach you that it's not nice to call people names? There we go, Gloria. Yeah, she's pretty young too. So yeah, hey John. Yeah, it's not nice to call people names. So there's double meanings with some of the things that he says, but he kind of explains it in here too. Here we go.
But it's more personal. Persons have names, right? It's not nice to call people names, but it's more personal, right? Because,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I see what you're saying. I was thinking biological name, but I see the term now.
I mean, sometimes people get this idea of bad names, but what's a bad name, right? Like, a bad name to you might not be bad to me.
What's a good name?
Right, there are no good names, right? Names are ways to change people into something other than people. Bills, Bobs, Jakes don't have rights in the Constitution. People have rights, right? The people shall not be named.
Which is how
Right.
it's all defined in the Constitution the way you just showed it, right?
Yeah.
There's no specific names.
Right, it's people. But then persons, see, people are all the same. Persons are unique, right? You want to be different, have a character, build your name. You see, and you can own property in your name. No, you can't get me in a court because I don't have a name.
Really?
Yeah, they,
Never been in one?
no, not since I've been people.
Have you like been accused of stuff or been tried to get to the courtroom? I don't know what term.
The government does what they try to do, but the thing is, they can say, but I'm above that, and I don't care what they say, right? So I don't participate, and I don't even acknowledge their existence, right?
Okay, does everybody understand what he just said there? Because the guy asked him, have you been in a courtroom? And he said no. So he's been arrested a total of 9 times now. And you know that he was wheeled into a courtroom. And yet he says he's never been in a courtroom. Do you understand what he's saying there? He didn't acknowledge their existence. He wasn't present. His spirit was somewhere else. His body might have been there, but he wasn't. I hope that makes sense. So when he says he hasn't been in the courtroom, he means it, and he's not lying. He's being truthful about it. His body might have been there, but he wasn't there. He didn't recognize them. He doesn't even acknowledge their existence. And that's not a sob sit thing. That's just him being people. He's not a person, and so he doesn't do the bodily function stuff like other persons do. He's people, not a person. Doesn't have an identity. Okay. Here we go.
They give up, they carry me out, or I mean, the clock's ticking. I don't eat, I don't drink water. You know, I don't walk for them, I don't talk for them. They don't know what I'm allergic to, if I have illnesses, gang affiliations. I mean, if I committed a real crime, they might put me on life support and try me in absentia, right? And they could do that, but they're not going to do it. Or if they do, then it's a death sentence for me, you know, because I'm not going to eat, right? But I'm willing to die for that, right? I'm not going to call myself a name. And that's what they want me to do. They need me to do that. They can call me names all day. It doesn't matter to me, right? But it's important to them, and it is real important to them. Like, you have no idea how important that name is.
Spirit, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't matter. The name should not even matter in a court, right? Like, you know, the name's not being charged, but they need it, and it's, for some reason, they just cannot move forward without it, without you saying it.
So you play along with their game and their system.
No, they kidnap me, they take me against my will, and they can carry me, they can wheel me into any room they want. They can put somebody dressed in a robe and tell me he's going to do this, do that. But I don't pay attention, and I don't really care what they say. Just because they say it doesn't mean they can do it, you know. Public pressure, right? When somebody's not eating for 9 days, that builds public pressure. Right, and it's a lot of paperwork for them. Yeah, it's a huge pain in the ass. It's a liability, you know. They don't like it. I wouldn't call it a hunger strike because, I mean, it's a little different. 'Cause there's a lot of reasons why I can't eat in there. Like, one is that I can only accept genuine and sincere offers, okay? So they cannot make a genuine and sincere offer because they stole that tax dollars through the barrel of a gun to buy that food.
What if I offered you venison that I harvested?
Well, if you just offered it, then that would be a genuine and sincere offer, right?
You would accept that?
If it was, yeah, if you offered it. But if you ask me if I want it, that's not an offer, that's an ask. And in jail, that's what they do. They ask you, do you want food?
Really?
And you have to say yes or you don't get food, right? So that's not an offer, okay? Right, and I know that. I'm not going to be tricked into asking for food, right? 2, they don't have food for me. They have sheep food, right? And it's specifically designed to make you hungry and docile, right? The only one not hungry in there is me, right? No matter, you could eat 6 trays, you'd still be hungry in jail, right? and they're all starving for food. I mean, they'll, beating peeps up over food, right?
Never been in court all these years doing this.
No.
That's interesting.
They don't. They can't convict me because I have conviction. Right, I'm above them. Not saying I'm above them. It's just being above them. Right, you just have to be too good for that. You don't dignify them with a response to anything. If they're going to do it by force, then they can do it. But they find out quickly that they need me to control this body. They can't actually make this body do anything. Can't make it walk, talk, digest, swallow. Right, nothing. They can't even get my vitals without my consent because they just keep doing this, right?
Do you always film everywhere you go?
Only government.
Only the government?
Yeah. Usually, I'm just chilling, drinking
Minding your
coffee.
business.
Yeah, when I have better things to do. But, it is important to smoke all types of government. I smoke the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch, right? But I prefer just to do traffic stops. That's what I call the big leagues. But if you smoke the judicial branch, that's the nighttime government. Judicial branch. Yeah, the judges. You start filming judges, they don't like it at all. They do.
It sounds like so.
I mean, it's just they can do what they can do. That's the thing about exercising your rights is there are consequences for everything, right? But they can only punish this body, not my spirit, right? My spirit will live on. You know what I mean? And so I'm secure, right? That's what I believe. I can't prove it to anybody, but I know, right? I know that I can leave this body and float on a happy cloud like Mr. Miyagi, right? And I mean, I go up under the First Amendment when they kidnap me. The last time I was drinking watermelon juice out of the watermelon the whole time, like I'd get so thirsty in there, not drinking water for 8 days. And I was just drinking water. It was just gushing in, and then I'd have to pee. It was like, I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, 8 days without water. It's a long time.
This time that you're speaking of you getting kidnapped, is that on your YouTube channel or?
It's not on mine, but you can see it on several places. It kind of went viral. If you go to Four Corners or San Joaquin Valley Transparency, have you ever seen him? Or James Freeman? Okay, those are a couple of big channels. You have your phone?
What's the name of it?
Go to San Joaquin Valley Transparency.
We're gonna throw that ladder back in there real quick.
You feel me? That's a great question. Only he will give specifics at times. I don't want to speak for him. I just know that he won't ask to go to the bathroom. He just goes when he's got to go. And eventually, he can just give the look to a jailer, and they will wheel him into the bathroom. Just like I said, he said, he doesn't walk, he doesn't talk, so he doesn't ask for anything, and he doesn't ask for permission to do a bodily function either. So I can't tell you whether he pisses his pants or if he, flops it out there and pisses all over the floor. I can't tell you because I'm not him. But that is a good question. So here we go.
San Joaquin?
Yeah, just put SJVT.
SJBT.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
VT, not B.
You feel me? He's been on many panels. I don't know. Do you have a channel and you want to invite him up onto a panel? I mean, I don't know. I understand. You're curious, and I get that. I've never seen you in our chat before, so I don't know if you have a sock account and you're, I don't know who you are. But I think those are good questions. And it's these are questions you might have to ask him. And so catch him on a panel. He'll do panels. He does panels all the time. So there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, elevators do that.
There he is. So go to that channel, and then go to the lives. Scroll back about 2 months. About 2 months. Scroll down. About 2 months. Should be coming here. Okay. Rested. Oh, it's right before that. Yeah, there it is. You see me?
You're right there.
Oh, that's the interview after I got out.
So is that the one right there? The next one.
Arrested for free speech in Farmington, New Mexico. This is it.
That's you?
No, but he's talking about it while I'm in there. See, that's my channel. And this is, he was filming live while I was
That's
kidnapped.
the.
Four Corners Fist in the Air is filming live. He's in New Mexico. That's where that happened. Thank you, guys. I talked your ear off, man, but hopefully you learned something. Yeah.
We're going to bang the gavel.
Good times.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation.
Thanks, H.J.
Was it awesome? Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Did you get the verbal? Huh? Did you get the verbal?
Yeah, you got the request.
Okay.
But my service kept going in and out.
These guys are HVAC. They're getting paid. Oh, what is this? Holy cow, mania. They have the Constitution on the wall. And the Declaration of Independence. What? Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. You gavel banger. Let's get all three of us there.
Oh, yeah. You bet. Oh, man. Oh, man, what you doing? Get up here. We need a picture. We need a picture at the with the gavel. You all like, oh my God, we have to do all like. There we go. Go give him subscribe. Like I was in play already. I know. Pretty soon we're going to be doing no working, get paid for it. I mean, you can't speak on it. You have no free. Yeah, you have no. Boom, and then all in one. Overruled. There we go. I'm that guy in victory. Hold on, guys. We did this in Dalton, and immediately the Hornets started going.
I don't know if you heard what he just said there, but he said we did this in Dalton, and all of a sudden the Hornets just started swarming. When they were in Dalton, they did this exact same thing where they sat down and with the hammer, and they freaked out and rushed them out of the out of the building. So they did not like that. But they did it here. And then I come in after that and I say, well, I want to bang the gavel. And so I did it myself on my live stream. And then, yeah, we looked at the Constitution. And that Constitution, Save Piqua, who was in the chat, I don't know if she's still in the chat or not, but she said she kind of reached a settlement with Piqua, Ohio, and that they would have to put the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence inside the City Hall chambers there. So those pictures were just outside, and we kind of pointed that out when we were there, that the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was just outside of the City Hall chambers where they go in and have their city meetings. After we were there, they did move them into the City Hall where they were supposed to be, according to St. Piqua. So that's just a little tidbit there, added information. But yeah, this video is pretty much over. I mean, I come walking in after this, and you don't need to see that. But this is Press Now. This is where people has conversations, and a lot of times he'll have conversations with just regular folks. Sometimes, a lot of times it's with police officers, where he can have a civil conversation with cops. He likes that. Um, and so Press Now, I love that channel because he gets to talk about you know, his perspective, and his philosophy. And even a lot of the cops really understand him after a while once they get to know him. And he'll spend months in towns. He has done that where he's filming the whole police department in a particular town for months and not even post a video till after he's out of there. So he does those sorts of things, and he has conversations with them. And then sometimes they'll get out of line, and he'll throw something on his Press Harder channel, um, where he's berating the cops because they did something out of pocket, something they shouldn't have been doing. So uh, just wanted to really make sure that people have the right ideas about people. Um, and nobody does it like he does because we all want to keep our privileges. He doesn't have any, and he doesn't care about being in jail. He's not even there when he's there. Like he said, he's on a happy cloud with Mr. Miyagi drinking watermelon, you know. Um, and to spend 8 days or 9 days in jail without eating, 8 days without drinking, that's wow. I don't know that I could do that. I don't know that I could not say a word in jail for that long a period of time or get up and walk. Um, so he doesn't walk, he doesn't talk, he doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, he does none of those things. Um, and yet they will allow him to leave on his own recognizance. Recognizance. That means he's cognizant of even being in the courtroom when he's not, because he doesn't even recognize them. He doesn't answer to their questions. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't even look at them. So how do they allow him to leave on his own recognizance? Because they certainly don't get bail money out of him either. It's genius. And the lifestyle that he's lived, I don't think I could live that lifestyle where you just get the blessings of liberty instead of actual liberty, where you have a job, you buy your groceries, you eat your groceries, you throw shit away that you don't eat. And then the blessings of liberty is what you throw into the garbage can. That's what he's saying. Blessings of liberty. That's what the people get. And he's people. So he's telling you that he's eating out of garbage cans without telling you that he's eating out of garbage cans. Okay. So some people get it, some never will. And yeah, that's the content for today. Right now, you feel me? I was just wanting to talk about people with Press Harder and Press Now, um, and my own situation. Why I haven't really done anything for a few weeks. Um, Medical issues going on. So if you go back to the beginning of the live stream, you'll see the two things that I mainly talked about, and talked about um, auditors out there that are claiming that they're First Amendment, but they're violating commandment number 4, which is they're messing with real men. In other words, they're filming private businesses or harassing just regular folks, which is not a good thing. It creates enemies for the 1A community. So we touched on that a bit too. So, and I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I do appreciate everybody for showing up. I did recognize Alden Umferson. I don't know. I've never seen you before, but thanks for coming in. 75% to infinity. It's good to ramble. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate it. Good. I appreciate you for coming in. He's magical First Amendment leprechaun. I would say there's some magic to what he does. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. That's all I got, folks. Thanks again for coming in. We'll see you on the next one.
Well, the sun sets low on the dusty plain. Justice walks slow, but it ain't the same. The law can't reach and the sheriff's gone. So we take the reins and we right the wrong. The vigilance committee's here when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. Outlaws hide in the hills so steep, but we track them down while the town's asleep. No badge on our chest, but we swore an oath. Justice and accountability, we want both. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hands where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. We ain't no angels, but we ain't the sin. When the law won't listen, that's when we begin. With a steady hand and a fire in our soul, we bring the justice, we pay the toll. They say it's a game that the brave must play, but the lines get blurry when the law won't sway. Ain't no judge, ain't no jury here, just the cold wind blowing and a voice you can hear. They call it the Vigilance Committee when the law ain't enough. We take it into our own hand where the road's getting rough. In the dead of the night, when the sky's turning blue, we make our stand, ain't no fear, we see it through. So when the law can't save you and you're all alone, just remember the Vigilance Committee, we'll be taking you home.